You really gotta know who your friends are. It's only the three of us today because our beloved Pierre ditched us for Drake.
You really gotta know who your friends are.
What do you do?
I like how you started that.
Yeah, you gotta
Pierre
know.
Hive, we're sorry.
It's not a real hive. He fake as shit. The queen. The queen
No, the Hive is real because even if he's not here, Pierre Hive is still gonna be in the comments and shit.
Got you.
I think the audience just like faceless people. Because a lot of them don't know what he looks like, but they know he exists.
Do they? Because I feel like we post him, like we repost him a lot and stuff.
Nah, not like his face showcased.
Like if Courtney like got on camera, they would look at him and be like, "Oh, that's Pierre." Like,
Oh
they think
my
anybody
God.
behind the scenes is Pierre. Anybody who does anything for us on the production side, they think it's Pierre.
Yeah, Pierre is a humble
Promise
king.
I'm not Pierre, guys.
Yeah, he is not Pierre. But with that being said, what's going on, Need to Know family? We are back with another episode of the Need to Know podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I go by, what's my name again?
You should know it.
Oh my goodness.
you should.
Shout out to Eric Bellinger for having me on my bullshit this week. I ain't gonna lie. I need an R&B name. I need an alter.
Your name is already the most fire name ever. SaVon Slater.
That is kind of hard.
That is your
You
government
sound like
name.
the ultimate pop star.
You know what?
SaVon.
It
I'll
sounds
take
like
that.
a stage name.
It does. It does sound fake.
It's a fact.
Like
Slater
I've
the
been
Slayer,
on,
maybe?
like I've introduced myself to people, and they will legit be like, "So what's your real name?" And I'm like, "No, that's my actual name."
Slater.
I'm not
SaVon
going
Slater.
front. You sound like a WWE wrestler. Like,
Yes. Because it's like Slay.
I see where this episode is going today. What's going on, people? My name is SaVon Slater.
Yeah, man.
And I'm here with my guy in the building. What up, bro?
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, A.
And then, Reggie, I told you we switching it up and we keeping it this way.
Yeah, man.
We keeping it
No.
this way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't introduce myself.
You have
I'm
to.
anxious.
Now you anxious. Yo, in our promo vid, you wasn't?
Watch this. Did you?
Oh,
you know
yes.
what?
Watch this. Yeah. Did you introduce yourself to Angie Martinez or Rihanna?
Oh my gosh, stop it. He's referencing Wait, was it this past weekend?
It
No.
was. We didn't talk about that. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes, we do. Okay.
Let's get into it.
Specifically on you. So please introduce yourself, Queen.
Hello, guys. I'm Regina Cho, your favorite journalist, and I'm 1/3 of the pod. And I don't know what else to say because I never introduced myself, and I'm getting really nervous. So I'm gonna pass it on to these
Yo,
guys.
hey, you see that?
Yeah, the shades, right?
Wait.
Her shades, right?
You see that?
She's throwing the
shit, bro?
Pradas today.
She pushing P?
For all the YouTube people, which is my favorite people, I have shades on because I don't know if I should lie or give you the real.
Tell us
real,
the lie first.
Yeah,
Give
lie
us two
first.
truths and a lie. Let's go.
Hmm.
I like this game.
I don't have my makeup done today. 2, whatchamacallit? My boyfriend just bought me these, so I'm very proud.
Okay.
And 3, oh my God, I fucked it up. I don't know which one is a lie.
She started getting mad truthful.
She started giving.
No, yeah,
she can't even lie.
don't understand how to do this.
Yo, you're so good at heart that you can't tell a lie.
Yeah, I don't know how. No, but I be
don't like
lying
this.
though.
I
I
don't
lie on
like
the pod
this.
all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, twins.
Now, knock on wood. Pull.
Okay, treacherous twins.
It's my treacherous twin.
Yeah, like when I tell stories about like my friends and my life, I be like exaggerating and shit.
A word?
Well, that's
I love
performing. You're a
lying.
performer. That's what you're supposed to do. When you have a microphone in front of you, like, you're never supposed to give them the whole truth.
Yes.
I learned that very early on.
It's true.
I work with Joe Budden.
And when you lie on your friends, you're protecting them.
Yes, that's what I try to do, but then they
Yeah.
snitch on me anyway.
So,
unfortunate.
Miss P, let's start with you. Because I feel like you had a very eventful weekend. Like, me and you've been battling this summer for who could have the best weekends
ever.
Alex, you're in third place for once. All right, you
No,
can't
he's
win.
not.
My
No.
shit been lit.
No, yeah, he's
just ain't
been
been showing
having
it.
a great summer.
But why you don't tell us?
What you mean? Like, when I see you, I'll be like, yeah, that shit was lit.
No, you don't.
You ain't asked.
He went to a Boyz II Men concert.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
But that's not better than like what
Yes,
she was
it
doing.
is.
No, it's not.
I'm not
Stop
going
disrespecting.
No, I love Alex, but what you doing is way fire than going to Boyz II Men.
Yeah, no. Your shit was fire.
I think
Reg.
they're both fine.
But I just don't be posting, bro. You know that's not my style.
Yeah.
For
It used to be though.
And I
Yeah,
be
dude, you-
Yo, you
posting.
changed.
I have.
You let Sway get to you.
Yeah, that's my man. Shout out to Sway, man. Sway in the
Fact.
morning. Hey.
We gonna talk about Sway a little bit later too. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie. I ain't
oh.
tell you. I ain't tell you.
Oh, no.
Little teaser
I knew we
for
were
ya.
going there.
Oh, you did? Yeah, we gonna talk about Sway a little bit later. But let's get back to Reggie. Reggie, how
Yes,
you? How was your
so
weekend? How you been doing?
I had a little short notice, but I had to do it. I get a lot of like, okay, I don't want to sound like I get mad invites everywhere, but I
What you
don't
do?
do a lot of like event coverage and stuff like that anymore. But like once in a while, something special will really come across my inbox. I'm like, I have to do this. So Jay-Z has been having a really big week because of the Book of Hove installation at Brooklyn Public Library.
Right.
And then the day after, his Shawn Carter Foundation was having their 20th anniversary black tie gala. And once I saw the words black tie, because that's like the fanciest you can go. It's like formal and then like, but
Really?
black tie is
I didn't know that.
It's like the top,
that?
like when
Yeah, because formal could be without a tie.
yeah.
That's the shit I get invited to. That's the shit they be like, yo, SaVon here. Go
when
down
they tell you
Apollo,
like the
nigga.
dress code and an invite, they say like, oh, business casual, whatever, and then the most fancy I believe is black tie. And once I saw, I love dressing up. I just love taking pictures. I love popping out. That's me. Yeah. And so I hit my editor. I was like, oh, can I go cover this? And then she was like, hey, ask if our videographer can go. Yeah. And that made me very nervous. Huh?
Why you ain't hit Pierre?
Because Pierre doesn't like us.
Yeah, he had Drake. He's at Drake without us right now. Fuck him.
You think he's covering that? He might be working.
No, he's not. It was a last minute thing.
You never know. You never know with Pierre.
Knowing him, he brought up a backup iPhone 8 just to shoot.
Oh, by the way, that's where Pierre is. He's at the Drake concert.
Yes, if I didn't say that already.
Yes,
a lot of people.
He just like last minute just left us, but we're happy for him.
Facts.
No, we're not.
It low key made me nervous that our videographer got approved because when I cover red carpets, I've been a freelancer for so long. I'm just a lone wolf, so I go by myself. I like record things on my little tape recorder on my phone. And I just kind of do my own thing. Yeah. If I mess up, no one's there to see me mess up. And red carpets are so intense. You have to like yell to like get people's attention and talk to you. So, but this time I'm like on camera and like everything is captured. So I was a little nervous, not gonna lie.
I want to see you in that space.
I do think like you can never tell I'm nervous. Like I will never like seem nervous. Like everything just like I think something like takes over, and I feel like I'm like really smooth when I have to be.
Very intrigued by seeing you operate on the red carpet.
Like do my thing.
I really want to see you in that zone because I've seen you in so many different elements, so many different places. Yeah. But I feel like that's your bag.
I definitely would say so. Like I uploaded on my story, and Armand, who knows me very, very well.
Shout out to Armand. We love Armand.
My fellow journalist friend. He literally replied because he knows me so well and he knows what I've been through the last like 2 years. He's like, "You're back in your element." I'm like,
really?
Wow,
that means a lot. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
When people that you grew up with can like acknowledge the true essence of who you are, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, it hits different coming from him. And so I covered the gala. Like Jay-Z was in attendance. It was a lot of people. Like Regina Hall, Miguel, Lil Uzi Vert, Robert Kraft, Michael Rubin. I tried to get invite to the white party. He didn't.
Invite for next summer. You get that one.
You might be there.
I don't know. I feel like because I know
which one of us go get there first.
Oh, shit.
Maybe Alex.
I think you might. Yeah, you might be in the lead on that one, brother.
I see a bunch of rappers in there.
Yo, you might be in the lead on that one.
Yo, Mike Rube, what up?
I feel like you can bust a lot of sales there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make a lot of connections.
Make a lot of connections with Lil Baby in them. Minus the hugs.
Yeah.
You know them hugs.
Minus the hugs.
You know them hugs.
I would be a groupie if I was there.
Would
That's
you?
why. Yeah.
You have to.
There was
all
of my niggas was in there. There was Neo and Tom Brady in the same room with Hov.
All your favorite people.
Like, what the fuck am I supposed? Like, I gotta be a groupie. And then there was a lot of like beautiful women in there too. I was like, oh shit. I think Kim K was there. I would have brought my tweet up. I would have showed her like, hey boo, this is us. We got a thing.
Hey, not for nothing, bro. They do it in our hood, Long Island.
They do.
Not for nothing.
But they go
Hamptons.
The Hamptons.
Not for nothing.
But
that's the fall.
I've never been to the Hamptons. As somebody who like lived in Long Island, I've never been to the Hamptons.
I would rather get an invite to the white party than the Rock Nation brunch.
Would you really?
Be careful.
Should I regret? I'm gonna regret saying that.
Yeah, people be listening. Don't say that.
Okay, never mind. I take it back.
I'll take everything.
Yeah, we can edit that if you want.
It's all good. I take it back.
It's a preference, but I'm not mad at that because I too would like to be invited to Michael Rubin's white party before the other one.
Yeah, but if you want to recap, we did a little social for Vibe magazine. I'm very proud of it because that's like my very first, video red carpet experience, and it was such a good experience. I looked real cute. Okay, I've been saving that dress for a very special occasion. So please go to my Instagram at Regi Nacho and check out my recap because I'm very proud of it. But yeah, that was my weekend.
Cool
I can't wait to go see that. I'm gonna go check that out again.
You didn't watch it?
No, I'm gonna go see it again. I'm gonna go see it again and again and again.
Trying to backtrack.
I'm just kidding.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, that's so dope, man.
You commented on it.
I did watch it.
People just be commenting on Instagram. They don't really know what they looking at.
They be like, fire, bro.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to y'all, like I kind of have no choice but to watch it. I gotta like see what y'all are my people. Y'all are my tribe.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all realize.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I'm gonna like put us on blast.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
But we've been getting like closer. I feel.
Oh, like as a group. I thought you meant.
I was saying?
I don't know.
Yo, you got weird, bro. Like,
Weird, bro. I have a legit question. Like, does affection make you uncomfortable?
Nah, I actually love affection. I can't be with a woman. No.
But I'm not a woman.
From friends?
From friends?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You don't like what I just said?
Nah, I be bigging up men, bro. No, that's not true.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I love affection.
You
Yeah.
do.
When affection catches me off guard, I think anything that catches me off guard, I'd be like, my antennas be up like, wait, huh?
The first thing you said to me when we walked in is, "Hey, I waste a snatch."
I didn't say that.
He dead ass did.
I said that shit today,
Bro, you don't remember that?
I said you look skinny.
No, you was like, yo,
Okay,
you look, and then Alex was like, yeah, we the snatch boys.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, both my guys looking good.
Yeah.
See, I'm comfortable in my skin. You
Nah,
know that.
he is.
I love affection.
I'm not
I can't
mad
be
at
with no girl that don't want to cuddle all day.
That's true.
For real.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no.
Alex
You're a
seems like
cuddler?
a cuddler. Yeah.
I dealt with someone once before that like her way of cuddling was like 2 minutes at a time, and then she would sit at the edge of the bed.
And that bothered you?
Oh, D. I was like,
You like to cuddle?
does my breath stink? What the fuck you over there for?
I'm indifferent on cuddling.
Are you?
I'm indifferent.
No, I don't believe you.
No,
I don't
I was
believe
about
you.
to
SaVon
say-
seems like the
see?
biggest cuddler in the world.
Like,
Like,
she gotta be the one.
You see?
In my
Okay,
head.
that's true.
Like, she gotta be the one for that moment. I can't just, like, I know dudes who will treat every girl the same. And I said
like
this,
players, yeah.
like every girl the same. Right,
Yeah.
and you could be a player and still treat every girl the same. You could be a player and like switch it up.
Yeah,
but I'm
I know
big
guys like
on
that.
like tiers. So you're not really an NBA fan, but Alex is, right?
OD.
So in the NBA, at the end of the year, there are like all NBA teams.
Oh shit.
There's the all NBA first team, second team, third team, right?
Which is a collection of all the league's best players.
Exactly.
Like first is the best, and then okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how I view when I date.
Really?
Yeah.
I
There's
think
some women who are
You,
like,
like, rank them?
first NBA, where she can get all, and then like third NBA is you just go get a
But
little.
when you say like
Nothing wrong with that.
some men treat women like, what do you mean by that? Specific? Like all the same? What does that mean? Like how they deal?
Oh
with
no, I have like
Yeah.
an acquaintance. He's not like we're not like close friends or anything, but he just like cannot be alone. So every girl that he dates, he acts like she's like his girlfriend. Like he be bringing her to like the family barbecues, like be cuddling with her.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
need him to go
But
love
it's just
himself.
so easy for him. Like he just does it, and like he just.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of that.
I need him to go love himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of that.
I know I do.
There's so much energy to like other people.
It is. It is. Before we get into today's topics, though,
Yeah.
maybe we should let the people know where they can find us.
Yeah, man. As always, please like, subscribe on YouTube and everywhere else, especially on Patreon. That's patreon.com/need to know podcast. Listen, we're throwing the mixer August 19th. And if you were part of our Patreon community, you get a discount code. So
Yes.
I think you might, shit, I like anything off anything. So please go visit our Patreon if you haven't already. And yeah.
Do y'all follow your favorite podcasters and media people on social media?
I do, but I don't have a lot of like favorite podcasters.
Okay, that's
Like
fair.
probably like
That's real.
3 or 4.
So Deezus, Mero, you
Yes.
follow those two guys.
Actually, I follow them both on Twitter, but now I can't stand tweet. Like I used to like obsessively tweet about how much I love them.
Yeah.
Like Insiders and Bodega having stuff, but now Deezus follows me on Twitter, so now I can't do that.
Oh, you chose up. Oh, shit.
I can't say anything. Every time I want to like quote tweet like an old video, like, oh my god, remember the greatness guy? Like I'm like, oh, Deezus follows me.
Damn, don't choose up like that.
I don't know
Fight
why.
back, fight back.
I don't know why he like follow. Yeah, but yeah, I'm very sad about that.
Because you're a fan.
Yeah.
no,
Is
but
he
like,
a
why does he
fan?
follow me though? Like,
Because you're a fan. I follow some of our fans.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
for
guess.
sure. I love following the fans.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Those are, yo, SaVon. SaVon, yo, I love following fans. What are you referring to?
That's the same thing.
Okay. So why you not speaking clear?
That's the same
Yeah,
thing.
same thing. I bet.
Yeah, you said this out. We all follow fans. I can see why Deezus would come
Yeah.
across Regi's page
Yeah.
and be like, yo, that's a good fan. I want to follow.
Oh, I see what you guys are doing here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've realized that I follow more like new podcast upcomers in the space.
Okay.
Okay, like who?
I don't even know what funny.
Or
Mark.
do you not want to shout them out?
No, I don't have a problem with doing it. But
Who are
I'm-
new podcasters?
I
How do
don't-
you become like? I feel like
See, it's-
technically
It's getting weird.
to audiences we're new podcasters, but
Yeah.
we've been doing this shit for like 8 years.
Yeah, nah, OD, like 5. It's getting weird because a lot of people are presenting their YouTube content
Yeah.
in the form as podcasts.
Okay.
Now, there are some of those, I guess you could call them shows, that don't have an audio tip, right? Like you can't go find them on Apple Podcasts. You can't go find them on Spotify.
Okay.
But I think I've started to follow the people that are new to the space. Funny Marco, I don't know if we consider him. I don't know.
He's
if-
like a
He's kinda like
personality. He's like, isn't he like a Drewski?
Yeah, he's sort of like a Drewski. He's always he did an interview
Okay.
with the girl that did the interview with Drake, Bobby.
Okay.
And
Oh, I think
know what I'm
Yeah, and they were like sitting in bed.
He's
and
my
stuff.
complexion.
okay.
No, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
I
about.
think I'm
Yeah.
familiar.
I follow him.
Did he? I'm gonna fuck this up.
Yeah.
But somebody in that space just had like a lawsuit with their management company or something. I don't know if it was him, so I could be wrong. So we don't
not
gotta acknowledge
sure.
that.
I'm not
but
sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But does he do podcasting? Is he a podcaster or is he just like a personality?
I'm gonna look up in a second if I see like he does a podcast with interviews and celebrities.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the space is getting real conflated. Like everybody is just pouring into, it's like if you're talking to a microphone, you're automatically a podcaster. If you record it and put it onto like streaming audio platforms, you're automatically a podcaster. But I would still stand firm.
Yeah, SaVon don't like that shit.
And say no, because like,
I don't know.
like
why
Carisha,
are they
right?
not?
Like Carisha.
Okay.
Oh, you mad?
She's not a podcaster. She's
Yes, she
great at
is.
what she does.
Yes, she is.
She has a show.
Yeah.
I don't view her as a podcaster.
I don't think she calls it a podcast. It's
but
just called Carisha Please.
I think she wins podcast awards.
Oh,
I think
she
she's
did.
on the
Okay,
podcast like platform. So I get it. She's distributing the audio from her show, but I don't view her, and I don't think she would view herself as a podcaster.
I just think it's one of the names that you just have to take on. Like when we first started podcasting, I hated when people call me a podcaster. Then I started to realize like, yo, hey, it's just one of the things you do. And let me tell you why I consider her a podcaster. Shit. You know, I do a lot of research because we are in this space. Mm-hmm. And especially on the Apple Music charts, you know, because Need to Know floats on there. Thank y'all for supporting. And I had an aha moment the other day. She was ranked at like 8 at that day or at that time because, you know, it's constantly moving around. Yeah. But I realized her last interview was in like June. We're in July as we're recording, at the end of July. Mm-hmm. So if you're at 8 at the end of July and you haven't put anything out, that means people are watching your shit, bro.
Like Carisha?
Yeah.
Yeah, mad people are
I
watching.
didn't realize how massive. I can't.
Yeah, people love her show.
Yeah,
but because people are watching doesn't make you a podcaster.
Oh,
wait, so why is
you
she...
break it down for me.
Why is she not a podcast?
Yeah, you break it down for me. I'm confused.
Well, first off, I think her show is meant to be just that, a show. I think it's a web series, a TV show. I think they actually put it on Revolt, right? She also has the backing of a TV network.
Okay.
I don't think they even have a podcast division, and if they do, I think they're flushing it out. They're developing the podcast division over on Revolt.
Gotcha.
You know, I know they have like the Drink Champs. They just tag their name on it. First off, Drink Champs got like 18 deals. Okay,
audio,
like
audio deal,
video, Mass
deal,
Appeal, Black Effect.
Get money.
They're in a whole different space. Them niggas is like, if whoring was the term for what they're like, they're whoring the system. And salute to them. Shout out to Nori, right?
Queens get the money.
But when it comes to Carisha, I just don't think she would even view herself as somebody who's a podcast. I think podcasting takes a little bit of, I want to say versatility. And when I say versatility, I mean like we have to be the host, we have to be the producers, we have to be the creators, you know, and maybe because we're doing it on an independent scale, right? We're not on a network. It may look and feel a little bit different. But again, I just think she is such a large personality. She gets the big guests. She has the backing. And she just distributes the audio. And so for that reason, we say, oh, this is a podcast. But I don't look at her, and I don't think she looks at herself as a podcaster. Like, I'm not going to put her up against somebody like, let's say, The Read podcast.
What is she doing
right?
with numbers, though?
Or even See the Thing Is, right? See the Thing Is.
But numbers mean nothing to you.
No, numbers don't mean anything. I think when you have an audience and you have the backing and you have the machine, and you have the support, and you're literally fucking the nigga that owns the network and can just put you in positions. Yeah, I think, and let me not even just put it on her fucking Diddy. Like, she's dope. She's fucking great. She's awesome.
Yeah, but we've also had conversations over the years of how when celebrities try to come into this space, it's not the easiest thing. So I do want to give her credit.
I did.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not saying you didn't.
She is great, but he just doesn't see her as a podcaster.
Is the Breakfast Club a podcast?
The Breakfast Club is a radio show first.
But they win podcast awards. They're distributed as a podcast. If you look on the podcast charts, they're always charting, but they're not a podcast. They're a radio show who distribute their audio on podcast platforms.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. Carisha's thing is a YouTube show that also has audio. So technically, bro, it is a podcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to like figure
So
out.
is the Breakfast Club a podcast?
After being a radio show, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we just have to take our name.
Is it both? It's like both?
It's both. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
You have to be.
These lines are all so blurred.
So blurred.
We're always going to have to be like, okay, yeah, they're both. Like,
yeah. And also, I feel like a lot of podcasts are either guest-based or kind of do what we do, right? As to where, like, we have to keep the retention rate of people listening to us without a guest or someone prominent. So I think some people maybe get it a little confused. Like, yo, you know, if this person does a bunch of guest-based interviews, they're just doing some sort of variety show. It's just a show. When in actuality, this all shit just looks different. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't think what SaVon said, like, you know, how your point was like podcasting, you have to be like, you have to have variety, you have to be the producer, you have to be I don't know. I think that is just like people like us doing it all ourselves. If you have the backing and you're just a podcast host, let's say you're like these two white girls that talk about like crime, but they have everything, they're still podcast hosts. Like, I think just because you have the backing doesn't mean that.
Yeah, so I was wrong. I misspoke when I said that.
That sweat equity got SaVon tight, boy.
No.
He's like, we're the real podcasters.
Like, I've been doing this 5 years.
I would say, yeah, people like us are the real podcasters.
I just think it's the packaging of whatever the product is. And so for Carisha, please, I view it, again, I keep going back and I'm saying the same thing. I think she's a show. It's a show that repurposes the audio for an audio experience, an audio listenership. It's not like, I don't think her and her team go into the production meetings, pre-production, and says, hey, we are going to make a podcast. Right. I think they say, we're going to make a show with impact, with our guest, and then we have the luxury of repurposing this. It's almost like academics in his stream. Yeah. I think he says, I'm going to get drunk, drink a gallon of Hennessy for 18 hours straight, and then I'm going to repurpose this into my YouTube channel. Yeah. I don't think he goes into it, or maybe he does. Like, this is for YouTube content.
Now, respectfully, I feel like you are on the creator side of things a lot with this because you do work in podcasting constantly. The other side of that, SaVon, is what do you tell the person that doesn't give a fuck about how it was produced or manufactured? What do you tell the person that when they open up the purple iPhone podcast app in their phone and they see in the podcast app that there's a podcast in there under Carisha, please? They're going to treat it as a podcast. You know what I'm saying? So maybe what we're a part of make us view it a little bit differently. But to a casual listener, they're going to be like, oh, okay, a podcast for my road trip. You feel what I'm saying? But you're right. From a technical standpoint up top, like, no one's thinking about it like that.
Well, you know, I'm not a surface nigga.
I know.
I don't think like these surface level people. Like, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to hear from them. I don't like...
This nigga's under the sea level.
Nah. Like, yeah, that's all. But I'm glad we actually started there because it brought me to where I kind of wanted to go. I told you I was going to mention Sway a little bit earlier. And it's got me thinking about new media versus old media. It's Drake season right now. I don't know if y'all feel it. I don't know if y'all see it.
Yeah.
It affected us. We didn't even want to promote our mixer the night that he was in New York City because we figured all of the attention is going to be going to his show. And we were like, we need all the eyes on this shit. Yeah. So we, as a fucking independent, indie, small podcast, felt the effects of Drake being in the city.
Yeah, man.
But as much as he's in the city, he's also in the headlines. And Ebro, Elliott Wilson, those two guys come to mind first. Speaking on Drake, his likeness, his involvement with the culture, with black outlets, with black people, a ton of stuff to cover over there. But where I landed on Sway is the old media versus the new media, and how I feel that some of the older media or traditional media is struggling in this personality-based landscape of podcasting and hip-hop media.
Why do you think that is?
I want to blame Joe Budden.
Yo, Joe fucked it up.
And I want to blame Charlamagne the God. And I want to blame Cardi B.
Really?
And I want to blame DJ Academics.
Yeah, everybody just getting shots right now.
And I'm not saying this for the worst, because personally, it's a lot more enjoyable for me as a consumer to listen to people who are entertaining compared to some of the more traditional personalities. It doesn't mean that I want them to, evaporate or be extinct, because I think everybody serves a purpose. But I've been following Elliott Wilson very closely my entire career in this space. Fellow Capricorn, as y'all all know, I have a fucking Rolodex of all the successful Capricorns in my head.
Oh my goodness.
He's one of those. We actually share the same birthday. So I look at Elliott with a lot of reverence, and I respect his craft.
Social Security number 2.
And I respect,
we're like, damn, how do you know?
I respect what that guy does.
What waist he wearing jeans?
He looks like he's about a 34.
Oh, keep it going.
He goes up and down in weight sometimes, a little chunky in the face.
He had an answer for you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I pay attention. I move. So with Elliot, recently, I feel like the complex list, you know, there was a list that came out a few weeks ago, maybe months at this point.
That ruffled some feathers.
That ruffled a lot of feathers in the media game, where I think the top 5 was Joe, Academic, Charlemagne, Gilly, and I can't remember 5.
Nori?
5 might have been Nori, right?
Something like that,
yeah,
probably.
Gilly and Wallow, and then Nori. Yeah, I think that was the 5 rounded out. But then outside of the 5, we had our Elliot Wilsons, we had Sways, we had Vlad, Carisha. We had a lot of people that are just in the space. Some of the people that were outside of the top 5, I would consider traditional media. Some of the people outside of the top 5 lack personality.
Which is
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, I'm not even mad at. Well, who am I to talk? Because it's not like I even could be on the list, or I get it.
You could be.
No, not right now. Okay,
Which is not there.
Let's not do that. Like, not right now.
But I get what you're saying.
I'm not even mad at that, because even me as a journalist, I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, where are the journalists at the top? Because wasn't the list name complex, whatever, best media like of 2023, like
Right. Not journalists,
so
just
yeah,
media.
not journalists. Like I don't, yeah, if they weren't the most popular, it's fine. Like if Joe Budden really put up the most astronomical numbers out of everybody, then he deserved number 1.
You know what I think is tough for maybe some older acts from older media? I think it's hard for them to kind of get out of what they were taught. Because for so long, that is how they broke through in this industry. Right? Like before the blogs, or yeah, honestly, right before the blogs, 'cause people like Elliot Wilson and other journalists, they were doing things like write-ups and articles, right? Which was more traditional print. I feel like back then, everybody had an opinion, or everybody was already a personality, and the iPhones weren't a thing. So the way to cut through was to be that studious, that type of character that was very mal-mannered and could talk to
And
you
professional.
very professional. I could talk to you like they did Good Morning America or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hard for them to break out of it because that's what worked.
Yeah, they're like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think seeing how Elliot in particular has, like, he's kind of owned this spicy version of himself, as he called it, right? Spicy Elliot.
Hey.
He's trying to, like, he's throwing shots, he's throwing darts, he's making it be known how he feels about himself. He's going around. I think somebody had actually mentioned that, I wish I remember that. And we got to be better at this too. I got to be better at this personally. Just sourcing myself. But there was an artist or someone who said that Sway was the GOAT
Oh
of
no,
hip
yeah,
hop
Lil
media.
Baby. Yeah, I was gonna bring it
Rollo-
up once,
Oh.
just to like
Rol-
reference one spicy thing. Oh wait, what? Sorry.
Rollo Rodriguez.
Wait, what?
Rollo Rodriguez.
Oh, I thought it was Lil Baby. Oh, were they talking
They
together?
were together.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
were talking together, and then the question was, oh, who's like the best, your favorite hip hop journalist? And they said Sway, and then Elliot Wilson quoted that tweet and was like, and I took that personally, which is a meme, but you know, that's what he said. And I took that personally, meaning he thinks that he should have been the answer to that. So he's just been having these moments, like that wasn't like the only moment like that these
Yeah.
past few weeks. So yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I also saw him
okay.
mention. I also saw him mention that like the discourse around the types of interviews that Angie Martinez or Sway gives was a quote unquote like comfort interviews. And
He said that?
Yeah,
Like Elliot Wilson said that?
yeah, he said that, and that's kind of been like the discourse. Like
Yo,
he kind of.
Elliot,
Oh
you
wait, so
gotta
wait,
chill.
what does he mean? What does he mean by that?
That's
though?
what I'm about to get into, right?
Okay, sorry.
So no, you're good. You're good. I think like, see, Lil Baby and Rollo Rodriguez, right? If you don't know who Rollo Rodriguez is, that is Lil Baby's artist. People like that, like artists, they want to speak to people, right? But they want to feel comfortable,
Yes.
right? So I think a lot of the times because certain journalists or people in the media space are so eager to do their checklist of who's your top 5. Oh my God, like who's your inspiration in rap? Granted, there are a lot of people that might want to know the origins of these stories, but artists and celebrities, the people that actually sit down to these media people, and maybe why Lil Baby or Rollo would say that is because, yo, bro, they feel good.
Yeah.
They don't feel like it's manufactured. I've done interviews before on a very calm level, and I'm a great speaker. I love to express myself, but when it's done in that kind of like, so where are you from? How are you? How it doesn't really prone for the best type of experience.
I feel
personally.
like mad people can agree that interviews like that aren't like the best interviews. Like we all would like listen to something like that and be like, oh, this was like a really dry interview. So like the experts like Angie and Sway and people that have been doing this for so long, I just want to know what he meant by comfort interviews. Did he mean that it was a good thing?
Yeah, like
okay, because I'm like that is the top of the top.
But in this whole new media space, a comfort interview could have like a bad connotation on it.
Why?
Because
let me see where you're coming from.
Everything is about challenging the subject.
Yeah.
You want to challenge who you're talking to. So
in a comfort interview,
if somebody, if I was labeled, right, let's say you and I, we weren't doing this podcast together. You was over in your field doing your thing. I was over in mine doing my thing. And we interviewed the same type of artist. And somebody labeled me the guy who was comfortable, right? Like, this is the person I want to speak to when I know I'm not going to be challenged on my bullshit, when I know I'm not going to be challenged on, my mishaps, on my artistry. I know I'm just not going to be challenged in a way that where if they sat down with you and you gave them a little bit more pushback on, all right, so your last album, you sold 250,000 copies. This year you sold 80,000 copies. Why do you think that was? Like, that's a very uncomfortable conversation to have compared to my style. If I was in that space, I would probably just I would give them the benefit of the doubt. Right. Yeah. I would draw the silver lining and be like, look, yeah, sure, you did 250 last time. This time you did 80,000, but it's probably because of COVID and the pandemic. Like, I would give them a built-in excuse because it's a little bit more comfortable speaking to me compared to somebody who's going to challenge them on, why your shit flop?
See, I disagree. I think the comfort interviewers, like where they strive at, right? Like the Angies, the Big Boys, the Sways. Yeah. I think the comfort lies in how the energy in the room feels.
That too.
That's how I'm interpreting it. Right. I didn't interpret it as in like the interview. I'm just comfortable. I'm only asking like the safe questions. I didn't interpret it as that. I thought it was like comfortable. Like, oh, they're so comfortable. They're opening up everything.
Right.
Like, y'all better not get me in trouble with the OGs.
What happened? Nah, I didn't even finish what I was saying. Which then adds to how a person will respond, right? So I personally have seen Big Boy and Angie ask some pretty like sharp questions, but whoever they're interviewing
recently,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't think about it, but I've seen
Angie
it.
Martinez, because I love her. She has her podcast. She calls it a podcast, IRL in real life, and she asks like the deep, like, oh, so what happened with your divorce, like that type of stuff.
Yes,
but the environment is so intimate and comfortable and like nice that like they open up to her.
Exactly, and
like
I thought that's an anomaly though.
Yeah. That's why she's the GOAT.
But Angie is like one of one. Like,
she is the GOAT. That is her special. That is her specialty. Like making people feel comfortable to talk to her.
Another Capricorn, by the way.
Yes.
I didn't even know
got it though.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm sorry. I got it. Like,
what are you sorry for? Nigga, shout out your zodiac.
I'm just throwing that out there. But I think Angie is an anomaly.
I've seen Big Boy do it.
I think Big Boy, he's great at what he does too. And all of these people that we're talking about are great. Like, let's not do that. Yeah, but I just want to compare some of the newer media to the old media and why I feel like, Elliot, even Ebro, I would consider Ebro older media, even though he's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his username is Old Man Ebro.
Yeah, that nigga old. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga is kind of old.
Well, but that's his thing, like,
These people are like, I think they're engaging or attempting or realizing the landscape of media has changed, but you got to be a little bit more personality driven. Like, honestly, that's why I appreciate what it is that we do, because no matter how big or small our audience is, like, they're here for us because we don't have the guest. Right. We don't really do cross promotion and we don't have the guest. So anybody who's listening to us, especially at this point in the podcast, this many episodes and this many changes, transitions, breaks, fucking divorces, beef, whatever the fuck you want to call it, if you're here listening to us, is based off the premise of fucking with us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Compared to, and not even to compare it, but that just tells me that, all right, they could hate everything that comes out of my mouth. That's cool. Maybe they're here for Alex. Maybe they're here for Regi. Regardless, they're here for somebody in some things, the personality of what it is that we do, the dynamic of who we are, not necessarily because we have their favorite artist on or their favorite media personality. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And I think the older generation, they necessarily didn't have that. Right. And I think, again, let's take Angie out of it. Let's take all of these goats out of it. I don't want to put names on anyone, but there's a few who, if they didn't have my favorite artist on their platform, I'm not checking for them.
Oh, like we're not listening for them.
I'm like, not, I respect what they do in their craft and their art, but if you didn't have my favorite artist on your platform,
like you can't stand alone.
It's crickets for your content. And I think they realized that which gives the Elliots and the Ebros and some of the people who've been a little bit more personality driven and vocal, I think it's forcing them to be like this because the landscape is saying, oh shit, Gilly and Wallow going viral every week.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Joe Budden has a chokehold on the Apple charts. Holy shit, Charlemagne, yeah, he's transitioning. He may not be the same, but the fabric of who he is so built in to like being identifiable with the wild Charlemagne or the reckless Charlemagne that his spot is kind of here to stay.
I see what you're saying. Regi, as a you actually went to school to be a journalist. Do you remember some of them rules?
Yes.
Because
I had to learn. No, there's literally like a code of ethics when it comes to journalism that you have to adhere to be a journalist. Like the way that you go about things. That's why, like I said when we talked about academics, like I don't think of him as a journalist because yes, he deserves his props for like building up his fan base and like, you know, reporting on certain things, but like the way that he goes about certain things is not always ethical, which is why I mentioned that. And like I just want to say in the conversation, like recently what Elliot Wilson or like all these people, Ebro, have been like, you know, tweeting about and stuff. Like I don't know how I feel about that yet. I don't know what, you know, their headspace is in. No comment on that, like as of right now. But like in general, I do respect the people that just didn't need to rely on their like crazy personality to have like their show, like their interview. Like I respect like people who just like did the work like that at that point. Like I respect that. I just wanted to like put that in there
for sure.
And isn't one that kind of, I could be wrong, correct me because you know the rules. Like isn't one of the rules not to get too personable? And I could be wrong. Don't they want you to kind of
like it's not about you? That's definitely
isn't that
like
the whole thing?
Yeah, when I read like a profile or like a cover interview of like somebody, let's say like Lori Harvey was a cover star, and then we read this long profile on her. If I see that journalist writing about themselves so much, like, oh yeah, I went to Lori Harvey's house. She invited me, but she
like a blog.
Like I sent her me. That's not journalism. Like so, I get Alex is right. Like that, I don't consider that journalism. It's not about you.
Point,
like,
I think that's what the plateau they're meeting.
And then SaVon saying, but now they're realizing like, oh shit, I kind of want to be a personality.
Yeah.
You almost need it to survive, unless you are like, built in, like an Angie. You know, like Angie, Sway. Even Elliot, they're all built in. Like, y'all are not going anywhere. Y'all are going to have your position as long as you want your position. You don't have to conform to the landscape of what media is today.
Absolutely.
Whereas the three of us, if we get here and we just report the facts and we don't give any personality, y'all know nothing about me. Like, y'all niggas like, shit, we're done. You get what I'm saying?
And not for nothing, traditional media is dying out, right? Like
absolutely.
We talk about how people are watching less and less TV, how they're listening.
They're not buying magazines.
They're not buying magazines. They're listening to less radio potentially, right? So for people like that, it's tough because now they're realizing, like SaVon just said, damn, somebody can get their POV off on a stream.
Yeah.
They can go live stream and go like how Academic does, right?
Yeah.
He puts his 2 cents in on topics. So I do feel like their back is maybe against the wall a little bit. But I'm going to be honest with you. If I was taught, it's going to be hard for you to kind of break out of that. Because now it feels unnatural to do shit.
Also because he found so much success being a traditional journalist. Like he was really like doing everything, getting all the covers, interviewing everybody. And now he's like, wait, I have to stream? Like,
like what? Like what the fuck?
Well, also like, I don't know. I don't want to speak for Elliot either because I don't know what I don't know if this is what he really is trying to do. It does seem like it, but we don't know. Right. I don't know. I'm just kind of like,
see, that's that journalist shit.
You're doing that journalist shit.
That's that journalist. And I love that you're doing that because you're going to keep the essence of what it is to be a journalist.
Basically, we're like, if we listen back to this conversation, like it seems like we're trying to speak for him. Like, oh, you trying to be like the new guys when he never said that, you know?
Exactly.
You're right. And
but we're just having conversations.
Maybe we should shut the fuck up on that point.
No,
because that was a great point. Like, nigga, we don't know what this nigga's thinking, but it just looks different. It feels different from following him and being a fan of some of his work. It just seems like, all right, maybe he's trying to insert his name in that race of being a personality driven or expanding his personality in his content game. Because, bro, you gotta think.
Like these niggas up, L.
I'm fucking like I can't sleep at night because I'm thinking like, all right, these people are immovable. Like you're not gonna move a Joe, you're not gonna move a Gilly Wallow, you're not gonna move some of these people out of these positions, Charlemagne, because they are who they are. Yeah. Right. And then the other thing is, so one of the things that I learned and I admired so much when I was working as like a on-set producer for Joe. We would do some of these one-on-one interviews, and Alex, you was there too for a lot of them. But and honestly, outside of just his one-on-one interviews, even when we had artists come to the studio to work with Joe, I always thought how fascinating it was and how, unless you were a rapper, you would never be able to duplicate an interview done by somebody who's been in that experience.
I'll take it a step further. You could see the difference in relief on a lot of those celebrities and artists' faces when we were on set with Joe because they knew how it was gonna go.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I know there's been a lot of discourse on the internet about Drake sitting down with the young lady, a TikToker. Her name is Bobby. I don't know her last name. I'm sorry. I know there's been a lot of discourse around that. Like,
is she above age?
She's got to be above age.
Oh yeah, it wasn't no
She
weird.
looks like a little
No,
kid.
No, it wasn't no weird shit like that.
No weird shit. No
It
weird
was
shit.
not weird. No, she's like
just
a
short.
grown lady.
She
like,
is.
Yeah,
She's just short.
She's like she got the Andy Milonakis shit going on.
Yeah, she aging.
Like what that motherfucker looks like she's aging backwards because she looks mad fucking young. But continue.
Yeah. A lot of the discourse this week around that was people were surprised at the fact that Drake did another interview with her, and for lack of a better word, people just felt like it wasn't a serious interview.
Who was like, did you say like it got backlash or what did you say?
That was a discourse.
Like who was a discourse from though? Like did anybody have a problem with it?
Old media.
That's what I'm saying.
These old niggas.
People picked it up. Ebro picked it up.
Oh, was it a bunch of people that said that?
Breakfast Club
Okay, I was like, who didn't like it?
Breakfast Club spoke about it on.
They were like, what is this?
Hot 97 spoke about it. Ebro in the morning. Yeah, they spoke about it already.
But why would they like it?
Because it's just silly. Who cares?
But that is what
I don't get why they are hating on
it.
I
They
don't
wake
get
up
it.
every morning, and let me not say that hoping for these opportunities.
Yeah.
But like
they want to Drake
their
interview.
whole infrastructure is built on interviewing these artists.
Okay.
And if you could never get the biggest artist in the world, and he's going on these fucking cupcake interviews, fuck you too. Like, of course.
No,
I don't think it's cupcake.
I see clearly that Drake is doing, he did an interview with like Lil Yachty, he doing with his son Adonis with like, I'm sorry, I don't know, like some personality, and this Bobby girl in bed. Like it was like, I clearly see he's just doing a little jokey joke. It's fine. Like I'm not going to be salty. Like
I think we learn more from Drake when he does these types of interviews.
Yeah, because he just be talking like, he just be saying random stuff.
We get to see his guard. We get to see his guard down. We get to see like
we see he's a performer. He's performative. He's
you don't think he performed when he sat down with Elliot and B-Dot?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
But I think Elliot and B-Dot can ask the questions that even if he is performing, we're gonna get something of substance in hip hop and the culture from it.
Oh yeah, we did learn a lot from their rap.
But we don't get shit when he does these fucking lollipop interviews.
What do people?
Did you watch them though? Sometimes he be talking about his life.
But what do people want? People need to understand. This is just what happens. I don't see. Hold on. I don't see them getting tight with Beyonce and the rest of them that don't do interviews with people.
Because she doesn't do it at all. So it's like if you're not gonna do it at all, then keep that same energy. I always go back to saying keep that same energy. Yeah. Don't go sit down with fucking Millie Bobby Jones and then come over here and say, oh, I don't fuck with anybody in the culture. Because even if it's not with a rap radar, again, we hold them to the highest of standards when it comes to quality interviews, right? Like, and I think that's their lane, and that's why I think they've been struggling with the personalities, because we've seen Rap Radar be the GOAT. Bro, they interviewed Jay-Z, Will Smith, and Drake within like a year span.
Yep.
That is a legendary run. And everybody in between. They got one of the best
everybody.
Nipsey interviews. Like, they had an amazing run. So that's what we look at Elliot for, right? With Drake, he doesn't give us anything.
I think that's on purpose. If you
I'm not mad at it.
If you listen to the Yachty interview,
I'm mad at that.
If you listen to the Yachty interview, we learned a lot.
Bro, he said he walked in a room and felt like a woman with big breasts.
Yeah,
that was like 5 seconds.
But you're being surface though.
Because talking about he looks like a titty.
But you're being
a biracial titty.
But you're being surface level with that, right? Because another fan would take that and go, "Oh wow, like my favorite rapper doesn't feel like he's the man all the time. He just like me." Like
he doesn't feel seen.
Yeah, he doesn't feel
like... I don't think Drake feels like the man all the time.
I don't know what he feels. Just like how you was talking about Elliot. We don't know. I don't know what that nigga feels.
I don't think that anytime that Drake does an interview, I don't think he has to do it with like a professional journalist. I just don't think, I don't care. Like just do whatever you want. Like if he wants to make content, if he wants to sit down with a random YouTuber, I think that's fine.
Some of that shit is too serious, man.
I don't mad, but like just balance. You gotta be balanced.
Like sometimes you want to say
everything in the world, I think, requires balance.
But
and if you're a rapper And a lot of people, I know the old heads, they hate this. He's a top 5 rapper of all time. Whatever you want to put it.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you want to say
Yeah.
artist, anything.
I'm sorry.
Like, he's top 5.
Yeah, that is
Some
what it
people
is.
have him top 1,
That's
top
fine.
2, top 3. Like, however you want to slice
Armand.
it. He is a staple in fucking hip hop and
Especially
rap.
as an artist. Absolutely.
And so, if you're going to give yourself to the media, why not give it to the culture and the people that
Little
help
Yachty's
you
a part of
get
the
here?
culture. Little Yachty's a part
He
of the
didn't
culture.
give him a fucking interview.
Yeah, he
bro.
did. Yo, I think we need to, bro. He spoke about potentially retiring in that interview. He spoke about being a father in that interview. He spoke about feeling like the big ass titty in that interview, which was
Did
insecurity.
Lil Yachty challenge him on anything?
I mean, he didn't. I mean, sort of he did though. I don't remember it. I would have to rewatch it. But yes, you're right. Him and Lil Yachty are close.
They're friends.
Yeah, I know.
That's like
I
me
But we
and
still
you
learn
kicking it,
something.
bro.
Also,
But
do
we
you-
still learn something.
Do you always have to be challenged? Or they were just
Yes.
talking about life.
Yeah, bro.
Don't say they
How you about
always
to
have
challenge?
to be
Y'all want to challenge
challenged,
this nigga's life? Like what the
They
fuck?
were just talking about life, and that's nice too. Like as a Drake fan, people want to see that too. Like him
But
just talking.
I think he's just at a point where, and he like his brand is being vulnerable.
Let me give you another perspective when you finish.
His brand is that, and it's like, okay, let's put you in a position where, like, I would love, and this could be my bias, but just knowing how much of a fan he is of Drake, knowing the history that he has with Drake, knowing that they even had a back and forth, having women in common, they just the careers kind of intersected at some point. They intertwined at some point. Joe and Drake.
Oh.
Right? I would love to see a Joe and Drake interview. And again,
That'd be
I said
fire.
bias.
That'd be
Fuck
dope.
that. Go sit down with Rory and Maul. Maul has a relationship with Drake. Rory, he grew up. I'm pretty sure Drake is the soundtrack to Rory's life because Rory and I aren't too far from the same age. So I know what Drake did for me growing up, being in college, being in high school. I could imagine some of the questions that Rory may have for Drake, Maul may have for Drake. Like, even if you don't want to go to the combative personalities like a Charlemagne, like a Joe, like a Gillian Wallow. And even I think he would do an amazing interview with Gillian Wallow. I'm just like somebody of
think he
the
would fake-
culture who's in rap, who could talk to certain nuances that fucking Billie Eilish can't.
I
Wait,
think.
but like,
I think.
mean, did you watch the new interview, or
No.
are you just like judging?
I don't know if it's out. I only saw snippets. I saw
Like why?
clips.
Why would Rory and Maul's interview or
Mm-hmm.
I do agree the Joe interview would be fine. Like why would these people be better? Actually, never mind. I
think-
just answered my own question.
think-
I agree with you.
What was your answer?
Like I was asking like, wait, why do you want to see like a Rory interview versus like anybody else? Like he's just kind of, let's call him internet personalities. He's basically doing interviews with internet personalities. So I'm like, why is this different? But then I thought about I'm like, oh, that would be better.
I think he would give all of them a fake interview. We've seen Drake publicly troll Joe, whether it be a pool party or anything like that. We've seen how Drake is 36 years old.
And he be so unserious with like media and stuff.
Drake is 36 years old. I feel like I'm getting older. He got about 10 years on me. Do y'all think that Drake doesn't realize that he's getting older? So if I'm Drake and I know that I'm getting older, why would I keep going back to old niggas? Respectfully. I'm getting old.
Rory and Maul are not old niggas.
I mean, bro, respectfully. to
Gillian
him-
Wallow,
You look
from a media
you're
standpoint,
doing,
they're not old niggas.
You're doing SaVon brand. I'm going, look, he sat with Lil Yachty, he's about 25, and he sat with this Bobby girl that you didn't even think was of age. See where I'm getting at? I think he's trying to get the newer kids that know him already or who are not as familiar, bro. Like, he done already gave Elliot Wilson them the interviews. He done already spoke to everybody else,
I think
bro.
he's just
Like,
having fun.
yeah, and who do you have fun with? Like, a lot of the older shit, respectfully, like, that shit is not fun to him.
Who else has Lil Yachty interviewed?
But they're friends. I don't know.
I just actually
Kai Cenat.
he interviewed Kai Cenat
He did. And it has almost 1 million views.
because of who? Yachty or Kai Cenat?
Both. What do you want me to say? I don't know. Like,
No, like,
I
yo,
want
what
you
do
to
you,
address.
like, what do you mean?
I want you
like,
to
by
address
that?
the age point I'm trying to make. I think Drake realizes that he is 36 years old.
Okay.
And that
That's not old.
But bro, in music it is, bro. You know I don't think that's old. Come on, walk with me, bro. You know I don't think 36 is old. I'm talking about being a prominent rapper in this space.
Yes.
You feel me? Like being a prominent rapper in this space, bro. Why would I want to keep going back to the older people respectfully? All of them are talented. This doesn't take from what they do, what they bring to the table. I'm saying if I'm Drake, I heard a song on his last album with 21 Savage. Jumbo shit popping. Some shit like that.
Jumbotron shit.
Jumbotron shit popping, right? That shit sounds like all of that new shit right now, that new rap. In my brain, I go, okay, Drake is trying to keep up. He's hanging with Yachty. He's painting his nails. Like, He's keeping up with the young shit. Like, I don't think Drake's mind is in what is the rest of the older media doing today. He don't want to go chat with them.
I think
you feel me?
When you get to a certain level, and you had brought up Beyonce a little bit earlier,
yeah.
I think people of that magnitude don't want to put themselves in danger. And when you go to a platform, essentially you give them the rights to use that interview however they want. Like the Rap Radar interview, it got teased. I don't know if y'all remember, but they recorded it and then they teased it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks before they actually dropped it. And a lot of people that I know who work in the space was saying because it was so many things that his team wanted edited out. Mm-hmm. Now, Elliot and B-Dot is going to behoove them to listen to whatever Drake's team says, hey, pull this, pull that,
right.
because they want to remain, keep that relationship.
So what's the point of going?
Right? But if you go on a radio station, you don't have that authority or that power or control to dictate, yo, Ebro, pull this out of my interview. Yo, Charlamagne, pull this out of my interview. You're going to get what you're going to get. Sway, it's cut.
It's
that's
to an
just
extent.
what it is.
It's to an extent.
No, that's what it is. You think Birdman wanted put respect on my name to be out there into the world?
I work in radio. A lot of that stuff you see is pre-recorded.
Of course.
But then you can edit it.
But what I'm saying is, yes, but it's up to the radio station's discretion to edit it.
Absolutely.
Whereas if Drake went on a platform like that where he doesn't have the final say or the control, then he doesn't put himself in positions to go on those platforms. Yes, it can be edited.
Thank you.
But it's at the discretion of the platform.
And I think any platform that knows Drake is walking into the building, they're going to adhere to whatever he wants to do.
Not a Charlamagne.
I think it's Shawn.
Not a Ebro.
I think Ebro.
Absolutely not.
Huh?
If
it's pre-recorded?
Absolutely not.
If it's pre-recorded, I think so.
Absolutely not.
Then that's why he don't go talk to them.
Exactly.
So now
exactly.
Yeah.
And now we landed exactly like
so
that's why he doesn't talk to
them. So who needs to
because
change though? Is it media or is it Drake?
Drake.
I don't think so.
It's a lot of these artists who don't want to be challenged, who don't want to be exposed, who don't want to be seen in a certain light. Look at Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Look at Party Next Door. Look at The Weeknd. Look at Beyonce. Look at all these megastars who don't put themselves in a position of danger, because if you come down here to the normal people, right, I'm going to talk to you like a normal person. I'm going to ask you everything that the common folks may want to know, and now I'm going to put you in a line of fire that you may not be ready to be seen in.
I think they talk to him like a tiger at the zoo, actually. I think it's the complete opposite. I don't think that they talk to him. The older media look at him as a spectacle. Do you see how cool, calm, and collected Miss Bobby was? Did you see how unfazed Yachty was? Because they have bro.
We've never seen it, so we don't know.
But because I saw it, I could tell you. I saw that, bro. And what I saw was, yo, they're not as pressed as a lot of that should be, bro. They're not. It's calm.
I don't think it's pressed. I think we just haven't had the opportunity to do it. It's not pressed.
That's fair.
We only see these artists on their come up. And once that star ascends to a certain level of fame, they don't come back down.
That's fair.
You get what I'm saying? Like, the J. Cole interview on The Breakfast Club was one of the best interviews on that platform. Mm-hmm. He was on his ascension. He was coming up. He was talking that real shit. I don't think he'll ever go back to that platform again. Kendrick Lamar, the same thing. Because for one reason, I don't think they necessarily need it.
Mm-hmm. Like that exposure.
They don't need it. Yeah,
so Drake don't need it.
He doesn't need it.
And then they're saying they wouldn't go because they know that they don't have the control in that room, and then that's why they choose to not go to these platforms. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, I agree with that.
And what I'm saying is, okay, cool. If older media and older platforms want to continue to behave the way they behave, with like a zoo, bro.
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
You good? You good? I'm just saying what Regi just concluded with. Like, if that's what it is, right? If that's how it's gonna be, if you really want him to pull up and change things, you're gonna have to change the way you do as well.
So you think
you just came in here and talked to me how older people are trying to change into more personality based to accrue more, right? Then you're gonna have to do the same if you want to get a dog like that who has more fun with newer personalities.
So somebody like yourself, who works in radio, you're saying that radio should adhere to the artist.
For a Drake, let's be very clear.
For certain artists.
Absolutely.
So for Beyonce,
absolutely.
For Drake,
absolutely.
For Kendrick,
absolutely.
Who else? Those are probably the biggest three where it's like if they get an interview, I would stop everything I'm doing and I'm gonna watch.
Because it's
Rihanna. Those four people.
Yeah.
If they say, hey, we want to come on Hot 97, Ebro, we want to give you an interview, but with that being said, we have the final say on how that interview goes out. You think radio station, and that's when I go back to what you said about Regi, the integrity of what it is to being a journalist, being a radio station. you can't give anybody
But
that
SaVon,
power. You do it for one, you must do it for all.
I hear it. Listen, rules are rules. I'm just telling you the reality. If you want to continue, and this is not directed towards anyone, if y'all don't want things to change how they've been going, don't do anything. If you want to speak with them at any capacity, at any level, that 5 to 10% of people, the Drakes, the Beyoncés, you never see them, right? You never see no interviews from them, right? Maybe things would change if they felt more comfortable. So listen, I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong, bro.
But
I'm
don't just
saying
feel comfortable with the white people and the white outlets and your friends.
No. But see, that's the
Wait,
thing.
like
I don't. I think he's talking
Like
about
Billie
Drake.
Eilish, the bitch
She's
that
not
interviewed.
Billie Eilish. Her
She
name is
look-
Bobby.
Bobby Eilish.
He did one interview with her.
Yeah.
Like, it's
He
not
did-
like he's only comfortable with like white outlets.
And who's the other white dude that he did on Barstool? And it was a great, it was a
I didn't even know
hilarious
he did that.
interview.
I didn't even know he did that.
It was the one where his
know he
son
did that.
interviewed him. It wasn't just
Oh,
his son.
shit.
It was on Barstool, and it was a fucking great platform. I forgot what it was called. But
Oh my
yeah,
God, you're making a great point right now.
he's just
The next-
bubbly white. Like, there's nobody of the culture. Nobody's going to challenge him. Nobody who even talks to him about
I don't
hip hop.
think
Like,
it's- I don't
there's
think it's that.
nothing hip hop
don't
about the
think it's that,
interviews
bro.
that he lends himself to.
I don't think it's that, bro. I think it's because it's new. Another thing I saw him speaking about, I saw him doing a little interview on someone's Twitch as well. This is a couple months ago. Look at everything I've named today in terms
It's like
of
newer
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. Everything I've spoke to is new. I think older media and us as well, because we're a part of that shit. We come from that generation. I think we're getting confused by it because we're not trying to accomplish the things he's trying to accomplish at 36 years old as one of the greatest artists of all time, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it fresh.
We're not,
like,
we're not gonna stop being Drake fans, SaVon, Regi. We're gonna continue to be Drake fans. But I
He's
don't
trying
know.
to accrue new people.
Feel me?
Yeah.
I don't know how the kids born in 2010 feel.
and he's doing it well. Like he,
bro.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I know it might look as if like, oh, Drake don't want to speak to us. I think y'all have very old mantras that are not fresh to what he's trying to do, and he doesn't feel comfortable. He sat down with Yachty, SaVon, and I did learn a lot about his life. I did.
SaVon is just saying like, yo, like, can you stop doing all this like random stuff and give me the real shit?
Yeah.
And then, which is valid.
Like, Drake, I want to
feel
get
it.
to know you.
Listen, watch the Yachty interview.
No, I want to like
watch the Yachty interview.
I want to see somebody challenge it. I want to see somebody ask him about, yo, what were your thoughts in the midst of that Pusha T beef?
Didn't Elliot ask
Yeah,
him?
How did you feel? Again, how did you feel when you knew you had Meek Mill against the ropes? What was it like when you and
Elliot,
Nicki
I feel
Minaj?
like- no.
What was it like when you and Nicki
SaVon,
Minaj
I
wasn't
feel
on
like
best of
he-
terms?
No, he has talked about this.
That's what I'm
I feel like
saying.
he's talked about it. Like, you just didn't
He
watch that
has.
But
interview.
I did.
Yeah.
He controls the final edit. I want to
Okay.
hear it
It
from
is
a
what it
nigga
is.
where you can't tell me to take some shit out, nigga.
What you mean?
Sit your ass
I'm not
on
gonna
this
lie to you,
couch,
SaVon.
sit with Joe Budden, sit with Gillian Wallow, and let me really get to the real. Where you can't hit my line and say, yo, take
Cut
this
that
out,
out,
or
yeah.
Not for nothing.
He controlled the Rap Radar interview,
Not for-
which is why it came out.
Not-
It was great. It was, and we did learn a
I
lot.
get your point, but like, I honestly don't see why Drake would do that. Like,
I know.
why would he do that?
He
Like,
wouldn't. He doesn't.
But
hey, that's
bro,
fine. If I was as famous as him, I wouldn't. Why would
what
I
I'm
do
saying.
that? Like,
But
why
I
would
see
I do
why
that?
these old niggas is mad, because it's like, yo, you're starving us, you're starving the people, you're starving the culture. You're
Not
like,
star-
the
not
old
star-
people could do
not-
other shit.
That's what I'm saying.
respectfully.
It's not
Like,
starving when I-
interview other people.
it's
Like,
not-
y'all know we gonna be old one day,
It's
right?
not. I know it's
Yeah,
not.
I won't be
and
fucking
I'm gonna
mad.
Be, and
I
I
won't be
won't be
mad about
mad.
this.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think
Okay.
you should put more of your energy into these newer people that actually can get him. All right.
But they don't talk to
But
him
hold
about
on.
shit.
No.
He trolled Tiger.
No.
Why you trolling Tiger? Why you did that, bro?
Drake feels more comfortable in these spaces, correct?
I see.
Okay, so I think by maybe the third, fourth, fifth interview with the new cats, we might start to see some of the deeper shit you're looking for, because he's now dealing with personalities who he knows isn't trying to clickbait him. You know what I'm saying? He feels more comfortable. I think it's gonna get there, bro. But I see clear as day why he don't want to talk to nobody. He likes fun content that doesn't get taken too seriously, bro. And most
I get it.
importantly, he 36.
I get it. 36 is not that old.
Not for me.
And
in
also-
music, it is.
Yeah, to try to find new fans at that age is
It's not easy.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I see both sides.
Yeah. I see.
I get it.
I see. Yeah.
Maybe he's just too big to do certain things.
Hey,
Yeah.
yo.
That's why they be whoa.
I ain't say nothing. You said it. Why you saying, yo, nigga, it came out your mouth?
Nigga big.
Oh my goodness. No pause.
He
Fast forward.
is. Bro, he's larger than life. What's wrong with you?
Word, right?
He's a megastar, superstar.
What else?
Nigga's huge.
But you know, like they always say, like people on the internet say, like, see, this is why Beyonce don't talk to you guys. Because like she just doesn't have to talk to people. Like she doesn't have to go on the radio stations.
Not for nothing. Drake is doing us a service.
Yeah, like still doing stuff. Like
we don't hear from. We don't hear from his. We hear more from him than we do his peers. Let's keep it a buck. We do.
Let's hear what Ebro has to say.
He's more interactive with his fans.
Let's hear what Ebro has to say.
All right, let me hear my man.
True.
Eve.
Yeah.
Let me hear my man Eve. I fuck with Eve, man.
I don't know how I feel about Drake, who has never shown up. And y'all know I'm the biggest Drake fan on this show. Drake has never shown up to have anything to say about anything going on in society with black folks or anything other than himself.
Damn.
So,
okay, wow.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard that shit, I'm like, damn, Ebro, you done cornered me.
What?
But I thought about it.
You better not bring up that fucking God's Plan video.
What happened?
You better not bring up that fucking God Plan video.
Well, he did
and say how
about
he
it?
gave away all this money to the people in Little Haiti and Miami.
Hey, did that not help?
You better not. I will
wasn't
rip
gonna-
this fucking bracelet. You know my bracelet that I love dearly every week?
Wait,
I
why?
will rip
Wait.
this shit to shreds if you use that bullshit as an example,
I
Alex.
wasn't. But thank you for presenting that
Okay,
one for
let
me.
me just
I agree with
bring
SaVon on
something
that
up.
one.
I'm listening, Reg. You have it.
So Ebro said, well, first of all, Ebro like quote tweeted that soundbite, and he was like, "This was taken out of context. I didn't say that." But
Shout out to you, bro.
I like screenshots.
Okay, we love screenshots.
Women love receipts.
Yeah.
That's
a
why,
fact.
fellas, don't cheat.
Don't.
If you got a girl who's like good at what she does and good at her job, like
Yeah.
Regi, just don't cheat.
Yeah, call her too. Don't leave a trail.
Oh.
She got them texts.
Okay, wait, never mind. I have to find the
Whatever.
screenshot.
All right. Just know whatever you want to lie about.
Oh no, I'm kidding. So they scrolled all the way back to 2016 at Ebro's Instagram, and where Ebro was reposting a letter that Drake wrote about that situation at that time. Ebro reposted that, which is about what he's saying right now. Ebro reposted that and put like a bunch of prayer emojis, acknowledging that Drake was speaking up for these issues.
Wow, and that was all the way in 2016, correct?
Yeah, so he was basically caught in 4K where he was acknowledging that Drake was saying things.
And not for nothing, I think our culture has a bad relationship with trying to put all of our stars on these pedestals. Respectfully, I do not want Drake in politics. I do not want Drake on. I don't want to. These niggas are entertainers. We need to look to the people that are actually, a part of these things and look at them like, I bet you are the one that should be speaking on these topics. You're going to help. I don't give a fuck what Drake, he's an entertainer. I don't want to hear nothing this entertainer got to say on serious topics. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I've never been on that train.
But can I give you a little bit of pushback?
Sure.
Yes, I don't want to get my political views from a Drake.
I don't.
But I do appreciate when artists can bring awareness to what it is that they believe in.
That's fair. Lil Baby
and where
did it.
they stand.
Lil Baby did it.
You get what I'm saying? I think there's a tasteful way to go about saying, hey, this is some bullshit. This is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give you how I feel. I'm not going to give you a PSA on where to go vote and how to do whatever it is. But as an artist who has a huge platform and a great responsibility, this is wrong. And this is where I stand. I don't think we ever really get that from Drake. Outside of that one example that you use, which is great. I'm sure it served its purpose in that moment of time. But I think, like they say in fucking Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And when you are chosen and positioned in the spaces that he's in, I think it would lend itself to saying, hey, this is how I feel. And you have influence. Ultimately, you have influence, especially Drake, who crosses so many different types of people and culture. I think that's one of the reasons why he's so undeniable. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people in this generation look at him like the #1 artist or hip hop artist of all time, because he can translate and camouflage and maneuver in different cultures, Latin culture, reggae culture. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he could be everything. He looks like he could be Arabic, South African, Dominican, Jamaican. This motherfucker can be anywhere at any time.
My boy could go.
So I think, being that he is black, being that he
Biracial,
of course, but like we always say, when you see a biracial person, that we know. You know what that is.
You know what that is. Yeah.
We know what that is. As black people, when you see somebody that's biracial, unless you look like Logic, which is
I
one
was
of
just
one.
about to bring up
Like
Logic.
Logic is the one of one black nigga that's white, that looks white, that is black. He is the only one.
See?
Even somebody like a Blake Griffin, you look at him, you're
like, I can
he
see
got
it.
a little nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or
Logic is the only one. Even J. Cole, biracial, he's black. Like, we look at these people and society, we don't make the fucking rules. They looked at Barack Obama and said, he's black. And he looks like a black man. These are black people, right? So I think with a Drake, it gets very questionable when he doesn't. Like, real quick, and I'll wrap this up. But like, even a Beyonce who, you know, a week or two ago, she was performing in Kentucky and she showed her solidarity with Breonna Taylor, saying, hey, this is where I stand. Like, I'm pouring into your family. I'm bringing awareness to it. It got picked up on some of the blogs. And that's all it has to be. Like, we don't even get that from a Drake.
There's no way we have. I'm iffy on bringing this point up now, but I feel like there is no way that Drake has never spoken up for the black community.
yeah,
Like I just
don't
can't.
have all the stats.
Like
on me.
I don't have my concrete examples ready like I usually do, but there's no way that Drake has never said anything for the black community.
But
like,
I will.
there's no way.
I will add to your pushback though, right? Because I for one. Oh shit, yo, they shooting in here, y'all. Shit is moving around.
Something just fell.
Something
mad
just
loud,
fell in
guys.
the studio. I'm sorry, but to add to SaVon's pushback point, Lil Baby did a very, very good job in the pandemic.
Oh, yeah, he was
with his
killing-
song,
yeah,
the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
That and you know that's coming off the heels of him saying that. I remember he was doing an interview before he did the song and was like, "Yo, I don't want to get into the logistics of the you know shit like that. Like he just want to be a rapper." So I for one was very impressed on how he did it because it felt like a trap song.
He did it his way.
And he did it his way, right? So that's kind of where I was going. If anything, I would have want Drake to kind of do his way.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking to Drake's way,
Yeah.
so I don't know if Drake is the most like the best person to be like speaking in depth about these things anyway. Maybe he
Yeah, I
just
don't
doesn't, you know, have the I don't know. Maybe he just isn't the best.
he from Canada
So,
for real. Shout out to the
when-
Canadians.
You know, at the height of the Black Lives
Canadians.
Matter movement, he wasn't, you know, he didn't give no speeches, he didn't give no PSAs, but he did post a screenshot of him donating like millions of dollars to the cause.
Right.
And then people were like, see, this is what we want. We don't want you to go on a long rant. We just want you to open your purse, Drake. So that is how he did it in Drake's way.
Yeah,
I do
like-
remember that moment.
Right, I feel like
people
everyone-
people were like glad he wasn't speaking in depth about it, but he was like, yeah, just give us your money.
Yeah, and not for nothing, I haven't heard Lil Baby really talk about injustice since. So it's like, you know, I'm not saying what he did was performative, but it was a moment that he felt on an artistic level and delivered, right? But it's like, fam, y'all be entertainers. If you want to add to it, cool. But I promise you, I'm not voting for you niggas for Congress.
But also to like to talk specifically about the Ebro thing, like Ebro didn't say this out of nowhere, like, oh my God, I wish Drake would speak up.
Right.
He only said this because Drake was coming at This Is America by
point.
Childish Gambino.
Good point.
Which is this whole, oh my God, this is just so much
But-
into it. Like he only went after it because Childish Gambino said it was originally a Drake diss. That's why Drake even did this. Like there's just so much going on.
But
yo.
not for nothing, Ebro got him a little bit with that.
What?
Because granted, though I don't want Drake to speak on topics, I ain't gonna front Drake. That's not the song you reply to. Because the
Yo,
song.
we don't agree on anything.
What you mean?
I think
also,
that
but-
is where you should shoot your shot.
Nah, because Pete, it wasn't
He's like,
Childish.
we don't agree on
We don't
anything.
agree on shit.
What? That's why this podcast is so good.
I guess.
Wasn't Childish Gambino's song? I can't what that nigga called? Childish
Gambino.
I was making
Donald
him,
Glover.
I was making him sound like a mob
Yeah,
boss.
let's call him Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. I was making him,
Donnie G.
Donnie G.
Yeah.
I was making him sound like Sammy Sosa. Anyway, wasn't this song This Is America,
America.
describing injustice in America, all this bullshit that occurs and goes down?
Yeah.
That's speaking to your point, SaVon, as to where like I ain't going front. If it was one song, like I wish other shit. Now stay woke. Oh damn, he was talking about stay woke on that shit too. Trying to just get me. Wow, damn, that's fucking my head up.
Yeah.
That's fucking my head up. Yeah, if it was one song to reply to, I don't know if that's the one. To Ebro's point,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still don't want to hear anything on a serious tip from entertainers. I'm sorry, I'm good. I don't go entertain.
So you don't believe that entertainers should use their influence for societal issues?
I'm gonna tell you why. What does it matter? If they are not in the positions to make real change in terms of laws, injustice, your influence is a voice, sure, but everyone has a voice. You feel what I'm saying? If Drake is in Congress, okay, cool, bro. I want you to speak fucking up, bro. These cats are not. They're musicians. And I think because we're fans, we forget that they're musicians and celebrities. So yeah, their voice can maybe add to a cause a little bit, sure. But will it change it? Nah, I'm cool. I don't need
especially because we already have way better people who are way more equipped to talk about these things
that we don't big up enough.
And I just don't think we should be begging Drake to
bro,
do this.
I want us to
But I do get he has so much influence.
Yeah, I get that part.
He really should use it.
I wish we would big up the people in those spaces that are prominent in it and do well in it and create actual change.
Oh my God. But J. Cole
that's
does
what I
it.
want.
J. Cole does this all the time. And then now people make fun of J. Cole for always rapping about that type of shit.
you go.
You damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But I want to give you a little bit of pushback on that.
Sure.
On this whole entertainers shouldn't, give their thoughts, give their influence away in that way. Because Tupac famously said, I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee you that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
And that is fair.
Wow,
And I
perfect
think
quote for this, SaVon.
that is
SaVon
fair.
gets a point for that.
I love Pac.
I think that somebody like a Drake, and I think Beyonce does a really great job at lending her influence, lending her platform to issues without overtly doing it. I think there's a lot of major artists who do it. Kendrick Lamar. I think that's one of the reasons why we revere Kendrick Lamar the way that we do, outside of his ability to rap and storytell and cadence and all that he does as a rapper. I think one of the reasons that we really appreciate Kendrick Lamar is because he's able to intertwine hip hop, his style, and also a message. I think that's where a lot of the people who really love Kendrick appreciate his message, and I think Drake, sometimes he lacks that and he doesn't include that when I think he can. And that's what it is with Drake. It's all right, cool. You may not have to be the guy to change the world, be the guy to change the system, but you have so much power, so much influence. You don't understand. Over the last year or two, since the world kind of been opening back up and artists have been going back outside, it's been Drake, it's been Bad Bunny, and I want to say Burna Boy too. Those three artists in particular who have been on the road, my timeline is flooded.
Yeah,
I don't buy their tickets, but I know that everybody on my timeline, 80% of my timeline, if they're in New York City, if they're around, their tours out. Even some of the people that I follow in Texas and LA and Miami, if they're in that city, people are attending these shows and pouring into, oh my God, I'm here. This is a moment for me. Okay. Again, at the top of this episode, we pushed back the promotion of our podcast party because we were yo, most of the people who are going to buy our tickets are in New York City.
No, that was y'all.
And a lot of them, no, I thought this way. Yeah. I legit was yo, I know personally at least 10 to 15 people going to this Drake concert. Right. So I can't account for all the people that I don't know who may be interested in buying party tickets for our shit. So let me just avoid it altogether because I don't want people to be so, excited to go out to see Drake that they might miss our post. Maybe the algorithm, the algorithm, we're fighting against the algorithm and the artist. So for me, I'm look, let's drop our promo. Or I think one of you guys actually suggested, let's drop our promo the following morning because Drake is not going to be performing at 9 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. You're going to, and that's just a small psychology behind facts. That was a good one, Regi.
We got worldwide listeners,
That's just the fucking small psychology of what it takes. Right. And I think when you get to that level to where you can dictate the city, whenever you touch it, I just think it comes with a little bit of influence and responsibility.
But maybe, what if this is Drake's purpose? This is his lane. His lane
to be
is
fun, fuck bitches, and smoke hookah?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I love that purpose.
No,
Y'all know that's
somebody
I would love to be that nigga.
He has given that.
He
has given that to us at the highest level, having fun, giving us an escape, giving us hits. I mean, maybe that is just his purpose. And it is. I just wanted to slip. I just wanted to say, when I started my journey as a writer, I was just do my little blogs, little stupid blog posts at a site called like, I don't know, xoxohiphop.com. Like that was in like
Sound
20,
like a porn site.
20, I know, like 20, it was literally like 2014, 2015. I literally wrote an article. People remember this. My friends remember this. It was called My Drake This. I was corny. I know.
Oh shit. No,
But
I like that.
I literally talked about this. I was like, Drake is like the best, but he has no message in his music. And it's crazy how like 10 years later, we're still talking about that. Like literally that was one of my first articles that I tweeted out. And I was talking about like, Drake doesn't really like talk about anything. So
Especially if y'all are, if Kendrick is talking about it and J. Cole is talking about it, beautiful. There's people getting across the message.
Yeah. And they're also not doing what Drake is doing.
It's a vice versa thing. I do see where you're coming from, though.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I do see where you're coming from.
One thing I am mad at is because this shit is fucking up my monies.
Shit.
I know what you were about to say.
The strike, man. The
Yeah,
strike
this is
going
some
on in
serious
Hollywood.
shit.
Writers' strike in Hollywood.
Writers'
It's the
strike.
first time that the writers and the actors joined together and strike like this since like the 60s.
Yeah, this is serious stuff. Anybody who, so I have a brother, and I'm gonna big him up because he says I shit on him all the time. So Dre, shout out to you. Thank you for
Shout
always
out to
supporting
Dre.
and listening. Dre, he's an avid binge watcher of television shows or TV shows.
Oh, he's like
streaming.
a TV guy.
Dre like
Okay.
me.
He will stream his dick off. Like,
Yo, put some respect
Whoa.
on your brother, bro. Fuck out of here.
no, for real. Like legit. He just he's a streamer.
He will stream his dick off.
Yeah. He would, like that's just what he does. And so this whole strike, it's affecting many people's lives, bottom line, stakeholders, like Alex said.
Yeah.
But it's actually kind of getting close to home for me as somebody who works in podcasting, working at HBO, working with their IP, their intellectual property. You know, out like we don't put out original content. Any podcast that we produce from the standpoint of HBO, it's off the back of a television show or one of the series on Max.
Right.
Oh.
So like Succession, right? What we'll do is a companion podcast. Companion podcasts are literally what it is, what it says. A companion to the show.
The show, yeah.
So if Succession comes out, we are going to do a episode 1 recap / breakdown of Succession episode 1.
Fire, yeah.
And since we are HBO, we have the luxury of interviewing the actors and the directors and the producers of these shows, right? It gives us a huge advantage. Like some of the shows are really
That's
big.
really fire.
It's dope. Like it's really
OD.
fucking dope. Some of the shows, like, you know, let's say the three of us were a real big fan of Game of Thrones, right? And the three of us came in here and we were gonna, you know, recap Game of Thrones in real fucking time.
Yeah.
Alex, you're gonna be the Lannisters. I'm gonna be the Starks. Reggie, you're gonna be the fucking Night Walkers, right?
What is
You don't know. You
Who's
wanna
the
fuck with-
blonde pretty girl?
Daenerys.
I want to be
You want to
Daenerys.
be, that is House Targaryen.
Oh,
Cool.
yes.
House Targaryen, Alex.
Why did you
You're the
say
f-
I'm the Nightwalkers? Anyway.
Nah, because them niggas is gangsta.
Okay,
You
good.
looking like a gangster.
I'm sorry. I try to get into Game of Thrones. I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I cannot get into it anyway.
It's cool. You'll cover the Targaryens. Like I said, Alex, you got the Lannisters. Even though I feel like you would hate and despise everything about the Lannisters.
Wait, do you watch Game of Thrones?
How did?
Oh shit.
SaVon
So do
should
you like the
know this.
Lannisters?
I know, I do that. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like your personality, you don't like the Lannisters.
I ain't like when they started fucking brother and sister.
You like see, I like that.
SaVon's niggas fucking.
Yo, because you can't stop true love.
That's all I heard about that
Nah,
show.
back in the day, you can't stop true love, bro.
Oh
Not
my God.
today. Back then, you can't
That was
stop
wild.
Nah, for
Yo,
real.
them niggas.
They look good together too.
The kids
Oh
came
my
out
goodness.
fine.
Shout out to Jamie and Cersei. That was my favorite house. So,
I bet.
what's your house? The
Uh-huh.
Starks.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start.
See, look at you. You are basing.
Wait, I know this. Arya, right?
yes.
I'm a Stark for
Arya
real.
Stark.
Did she
But
like rip people's faces and shit?
Yeah,
She did.
yeah.
She
Whoa,
did.
I'm a
Look
Game
at
of Thrones
you.
expert.
Bro,
Wow.
you're throny. Like,
I
shout out
just
to you.
I just retain information.
I like that
really
because
well.
Jon Snow is a bastard.
Yeah, see,
I relate.
That's why I knew you wasn't fucking with the Lannisters. I knew you wasn't a Lannister, bro. Yo, that's kind of crazy. Now that I think about it, I think that's very accurate.
I'm A Snow.
I think.
A Snow for real.
I would never
Jon
call you a
Snow. Okay.
I'm dead a bastard. Whoa.
So,
When I was
alright.
a kid and found what that shit meant, I was like, damn, they got a word for me?
That's me.
I was like, oh shit, they got a word for me?
Yo,
Nah.
that's a good one.
Oh shit.
So your
I see what
house
you're
Snow,
saying.
you're
Yeah.
gonna be House Snow,
Yeah.
Stark/Stark.
All that.
Like I said, I fuck with the Lannisters, and you're gonna be the Targaryens.
Yay.
Okay.
Wait, is this
Now-
bad? I don't
no,
know.
it's not a bad thing at
Okay.
all. I'm just
I'm
giving
like, do I die?
the
Wait,
example.
I feel like I do. Anyway.
Regi.
Sorry.
Nah, you dead at some point. Them niggas, all of us get got.
No one survives?
His house.
Gang.
Spoiler alert. Well, you had like 10 years to watch this shit, so.
Facts. But going back to my original point,
Yeah.
the writer's strike is affecting things because if we were fans of Game of Thrones and we wanted to do like a fan podcast,
Yeah.
we don't have the luxury of getting Jon Snow, the actor who plays Jon Snow, and all these amazing actors. We would have to just, give our own personal thoughts. Whereas at HBO and some of these other networks, we have the luxury of reaching out to these actors and saying, hey, we want you on the show. Let's talk about it and go through the process of what the podcast is.
Right.
With this writer's strike or with this actor strike, we don't have access to the actors anymore.
Yeah.
That's
they can't deal with
crazy.
y'all.
No.
Yeah.
So I hope I don't get fired for saying any of this, but
It's a fact though.
I mean, yeah,
It's
people
a
know.
known
People
fact.
know.
it is a fact.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're producing certain podcasts and we have a slate of actors and people that we want on the show who were happily willing to participate. And now because of the strike, it's affecting the show. Inevitably, I would assume, and I don't hope this happens because it'll affect my livelihood, but inevitably, I would assume that people want to hear from the main characters of these shows. They don't want to necessarily hear from the makeup artist or the costume designer. I want to hear from the people who are on the screen, who are making this show go. So that's one way that I know that the actors or the strike in general is kind of, the trickle effect is so deep that it's even hitting, the small nuances of something like a podcast.
Yeah.
Not just to mention some of your favorite shows going on delay, movie productions being stopped because it's like, hey, we're on strike. We have to have a united front. I think one of the things that I've noticed about the strike or that I learned working in TV and film is that, damn, I might get fired. But
Don't say it.
don't say
I
it.
like him with money.
don't say
No.
it. Okay, all right.
Fuck that.
I'll say this. What I will say
Boy,
is
you giving out the whole sauce.
everybody is standing as a united front.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
SAG.
if you
SAG.
aren't,
you're
if
part of
SAG and AFTRA,
Yeah.
if you aren't standing as a united front, it could affect your line of work once the strike is over.
Oh yeah, because they saw that you weren't
Yes.
down. Yeah, I just was thinking about like how this is like so big, and I was just really thinking about the I don't want to call them like little people, but like everybody, like the showrunners, like everybody that
Grit.
is even involved in anything. This affects them. Like, how much is it affecting like everybody? Because if you're like a really rich actor and you're like, yes, I stand for this. Like,
okay.
yes, like you're using your influence. Like, of course you're important. But like, I feel like they'll be fine because they have like millions and stuff. So what about like the person who
The production
this was
workers.
their main job for the year and now their show is stopped and they're just like a producer or like a showrunner? Like,
It's tough.
this is crazy.
I think what some people might be able to do is reality TV is definitely about to soar.
Yo, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
John, I was talking about this with John last night. He said, yo, reality TV is about to soar.
Yeah.
He literally said those
Exact
four
words. It's,
Yes.
it's about to boom, right? So a lot
Oh
of
my
those
God.
sets use what's used on the sets.
Wait,
with,
this doesn't count at all with the strike? Or, it doesn't overlap?
Ray J
like-
about to take over.
who?
Wait, they
Ray
don't
J?
use like writers or anything like that?
So reality TV, there's no writers.
Are there?
I mean,
Debatable.
I mean, technically. I mean, technically.
Wait, okay.
I'm-
So
I'm talking like
One
contractually,
question.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
producers that are associated with reality TV, are they not involved in the strike? Like,
See,
don't they have to stand solidarity?
I was about to say that though, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
If
Good question.
it depends, because I know some people specifically that are part of SAG, and
Oh, okay.
long story short, if you don't align with SAG, it's just not easier for you essentially, right? Like they might not support you on some dues that you might need. They might you might not be supported fully.
It's a snowball effect.
Yeah, it's kind of like a snowball effect, right? It's like if you gang, you gang,
It's
right?
like, wow,
But
you're not with us?
There you go. But don't forget though, there are people who aren't a part of the union.
Dang.
I want to read this for you guys, as a matter of fact. I'm pulling this from Vox.com. A strike carries profound economic implications. The last time there was a writer's strike was in 2007, 2008. Work stopped for 100 days and cost $2.1 billion to California's economy alone.
What?
According to WGA's proposal charts, the Guild's proposal would gain the writers about $429 million in total per year. The AMPTPS's counter proposal is an increase of about $86 million per year. Industry profits have ballooned from $5 billion in 2000 to about $28 to $30 billion from 2017 to 2021. Spending on original streaming content grew from $5 billion in 2019 to $19 billion in,
my goodness.
in 2023. So that's kind of where I wanted to stay. I think a lot of the beef is with the syndication. See, when we were coming up, a lot of these people ate because, you know, the union helps you with your dues, right? Like if you, let's say you worked a show 10 years ago, they're going to help you get those checks. Hey, we got a check here for you. Come pick it up. They're on your side, right? I think a lot of the beef for the writers now and the people that are part of the union now is, well, damn, what the fuck do we do? You feel what I'm saying? Because with syndication, when we were coming up, people watched a lot of reruns.
Yeah.
It was a thing. They were regularly placed on TV.
That's just what you watched.
Yeah, like we watched TV. Now that we're swaying away from TV and programming, it's kind of freestyle now.
Okay.
What app do you have? Do you have HBO Max? Do you have Showtime? And I think the splits are looking very different.
Yeah.
You feel me? And a lot of the writers and people who are part of the union are not privy to it. So I can see a lot of the reasons why. I'm glad that the actors aligned with the writers. If you guys didn't know this,
major.
big move. Big move. Word. I think the writers were doing it alone for about 2 to 3 weeks. And the actors stepped in.
Yeah.
And I think that's vital because you niggas want to see Denzel, right? Y'all want to see Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, like big names are a part of this.
Yeah. Because it kind of felt as if they were going to let the writers just die out and get hungry. You can't do that.
But now look.
Yeah, you can't do that now.
I think the underlying thing for me, the thing that's so fucked up is just how prevalent greed is. Like,
is it greed or is it greed or do we live in a capitalistic country?
I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I think, being great at capitalism is being greedy.
I think that capitalism is making us greedy.
Yeah, but some people are inherently greedy. And I think a lot of people in Hollywood, being the old guard, Hollywood is probably the sickest, oldest, most traditional, racist, sexist place in America. I think industry in America. I think it's horrible.
I think Hollywood and the music industry are synonymous because people practice the same wrong things.
I'm not mad at that.
Feel what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? Yeah.
But I just think the rules are a little bit more concrete, and film and TV existed a little bit longer, so it's harder to change. Those people, you can't really move those people out of power as easily as in music, where it's a little bit more of a rotating door. I just feel like the Hollywood just has a lot more power, influence, and concrete compared to music. And I'm not saying it's far off, but just from what I can see, from what I know, like those Hollywood executives, super greedy. And if we're being honest, it's a lot more lucrative than music. Like the Hollywood and TV and film is way more lucrative. So the people at the top of the film and TV industry are probably, across the board a little bit richer than the people in the music industry. Not to take away from it, but I think that's just facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could put $100 million into a movie and get a return of $1 billion. You can
see the thing with the labels is we don't know how much they actually make.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we know how much the movies make. And so unless you think music is getting to it like that, I don't see it being a comparison as far as the earnings. But needless to say, I believe that the executives and some of the people, some of the faceless names in Hollywood, it comes down to greed. And I think it comes down to trying to save money and cut corners and fuck the people at the bottom of the totem pole. Y'all know my stance on eating the rich. One of the proposals is, hey, we want to be able to take an extra, use their likeness, capture their likeness, pay them one time, and then continue to use their likeness in other films. Like, that is sick. How can I ever progress? How can I ever live? I think one of the things, I think I spoke about it in one of our Patreon episodes. Please make sure y'all go subscribe to Patreon. But one of my our Patreon episodes, I told y'all how I was really into like trying to get into performing arts. I wanted to be an actor. I thought that was gonna be.
This was a great story, guys. Go listen to that.
That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's about to do ballet for real.
I thought that
he's about to do more than
crazy. I was gonna put on the tutu.
You said it, not me.
I did not say that. But one of the things that I thought I was gonna do, I thought I was gonna be into that space. And one of the ways that I had planned to attack my career was being an extra.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was be on set.
I've been one before.
All I wanted to do was just be on set. I didn't give a fuck about the money. I just wanted to be on a set. I wanted to get a feel, get a cadence, feel the energy, connect with some of the other extras, connect with some of the other actors, producers, directors. The importance of trying to build my career in that field was legit starting off as an extra, right? And so if I am trying to enter this industry and my starting point is being an extra, but the executives are fighting for me to only be an extra one time, to never have the luxury of doing it again, then how does it behoove me? How can I grow? How can I create or come across any type of opportunity when you just want to, delegate me or regulate me to a one-off? So it's small things like that where I think it's super important for the writers, because also AI is affecting the writers, right?
Yeah,
The executives, they just want to be able to say, hey, let's put this storyline inside of an AI and produce whatever the AI gives us.
Run with it, yeah.
And now that fucks up the writers. Regi as a writer, myself as a writer in different capacities. And Alex, you being in radio, writing is a part of what you do, from copy editing to fucking commercials to everything, right? Like if they start replacing us, and in this case, Hollywood, the writers, then we can't survive. We can't live. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. A computer can't replace the human experience, the human emotion.
Yeah.
You gonna know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
I stand
that's
by
just
that.
one of the bigger, for anybody who's not as informed on what's going on with the writers, I think that's one of the overlying things that stuck out to me is like, yo, these niggas at the top, they make $30 million a movie, put out 18 movies a year, and they still trying to find ways to cut corners and not allow people to live their life.
Eat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking crazy.
Syndication, what you just mentioned. I'm sorry, what did you just mention? What was the word for it just now?
What?
What we call
See,
it?
you smoking that weed. You talking about me
Yeah,
not
I
being
know.
there, remember?
God damn, but I could say that I do be doing that. You on the other hand, goddamn.
Dang, but on some serious shit, like prayers to anybody that's involved, because it's about to get. I don't know how long this is gonna go on.
Yeah.
There's some serious shit.
Hopefully it ends soon, because a nigga got bills to pay.
Well, streaming and AI ain't going nowhere, so it will be interesting.
It will.
To
It
see
will.
how- where this
Well,
goes.
society always has to adapt, so we're gonna adapt somehow.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Prayers up to anybody who is affected by this strike. And with that being said, I know we haven't done it for like the last maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but we are back with our Need to Know podcast voicemails. I do want to announce this. We are opening up the line of communication for our audience, just everybody in general. So for the last month, what we've done is we've had you contact us via Patreon to leave a voicemail. We send you a link. You call us, you leave a voicemail. Very easy, very simple. And we respond to you on air each and every week. We still want to do that, but we want to open it to the public. So if you go on our Instagram page, that is Need to Know Pod, I believe. You can find us there. You can get the information on how to, send us a voicemail, whether you're on Patreon or if you're not on Patreon. But for those who are on Patreon, we do have a voicemail where we want to connect with you directly. Like I said, we haven't done it the last maybe 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 episodes, but we're back, and I have not heard the full version of this, but I'm excited to get to it. So let's break this down.
It's your girl, and I'm back, and I had to double it. I do have a question, and it pertains to mental health. I have a situation right now with a male friend of mine who's going through it very bad, and his way of coping with things is by keeping himself busy and, shutting me out and not really speaking up or being vulnerable, because he hasn't had that safe space where he could be himself and let people in without things being thrown back at him at some point. So I'm trying to be respectful of giving him space, but at the same time, as somebody, like I said, who has a very motherly personality, I always want to jump to the rescue. So I guess for the males or the guys in the podcast, I want to know, what are some things that from a female you will appreciate or will make you kind of just put that wall down? Like, what are some things that maybe I could do or you would suggest me doing that will make you feel safe, that will make you, be vulnerable?
This might sound crazy, but listen to me. So a lot of the times when people want to be fixer-uppers, they feel like their urge and their want, the other party should be receiving that and you know, happy about that they have someone like that around them. When in actuality, you really feel comfortable when you feel heard. So unfortunately, he's gonna have to do this on his own terms.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm glad that you do keep up with him as a friend.
Yeah, because clearly this whole thing is just about you. Like, clearly you're a great friend. So
Yeah, for sure.
Acknowledging that.
You got a nice voice.
I was about to.
got a
Yo, I
decent
said that in
voice.
the group chat, girl. You got a good voice.
Voice is
She
aight,
got a
right?
good voice.
Voice is
Yeah.
aight.
Wait, but Alex just said some really good shit right now.
Or I said
Yeah.
something good.
Like, I feel like so a lot of, not a lot, because I never want to place the onus on like one person, but a big part of it is him. Like, he needs to learn how to trust people and like not just feel like the world is against him, and like that takes a lot of inner work. So it's not all on you as a friend. I know you just want to be a good friend, so a lot of it is on him. But then also Alex just said, I don't want to misinterpret you, but it's like a lot of times, like, us as good friends, like we just kind of feel this need to be like, hey, I'm here for you, like I'm gonna fix this for you, like that. But like, what if the person isn't ready yet? Like, what if the person doesn't really need this right now? Like, I know you just want to be supportive, but it's a tricky situation because we just care. But
And by doing that, you kind of can make that person uncomfortable.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It could feel forced now, where they're like, "Yo, damn, I kind of want to just come." to you.
And what if that's not their style of getting over things? And some people just need to be alone. Like, and I get it as a woman, especially you said motherly figure. Like, you just want to help, but sometimes like not everybody's gonna react to our help like that, and it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Word. Just suck his dick.
No, don't do that.
Nah, but do that too. Though. Nah, she said she was
Shut up.
She said she was a friend, right?
This is why
right, my
people
fault.
don't believe
It's
in
him.
male and woman friendships.
It's him. I was being serious.
Nah, suck it out.
I was being serious,
Nah,
Reggie.
Fine. Follow SaVon's advice and see how your life turns out.
No,
Nah.
for real. Like, that's how you get somebody to be their most vulnerable.
Yeah, look, not for nothing. Drop down and get your eagle on, girl.
Her friend's going through mental health troubles, guys.
Yeah, and he needs some mental head.
A little bit of head.
Girl, I want you to know that I'm not condoning this behavior.
Nah, for real. Just give it a little kiss. You know how a nigga act like, yo, can I just stick the tip in? Just give it a little lick.
Yo, this nigga is crazy.
No,
This is why nobody trusts people when they say, "Oh, my best friend's a guy, my best friend's a girl."
Bro, we're doing a podcast. We got to tell them a little something. That wasn't how I really feel. Duh.
Yo.
We never know with SaVon.
Never felt that. Duh.
We never know.
I don't even know. Suck his dick. No.
Yo, this nigga don't take nothing serious, bro.
Nah, legit though. I agree. Nah, I'm dead ass.
I bet.
I'm serious.
Okay, you got it.
So,
Hey, you co-signed this. You like drop down, get your eagle on, girl.
Shit, I'm sorry, I was with you at first. Then he came in. It's him.
I agree with what y'all said. I ain't gonna lie. What y'all said is dead ass facts. Because you gotta let him kind of go through that. But I also think, like, because there's been times where I've been told that I don't give much in my friendships, especially with women. I don't really give much. So
Feedback?
I'm just kind of, and I know y'all probably wouldn't see it this way, but I'm very closed off. Like, I don't really fuck with people like that. I'm serious.
No. I believe SaVon because
Y'all my niggas. Hey, you gotta think.
When I come in here and say that, y'all say I be lying. Now
No,
when you
I
say
don't think
it,
you be lying.
I
Who
read
said
you on
we
my
be
side.
lying? I don't say you be lying either.
No, but also
Patreon.
SaVon, he has his like few best brothers friends, and
Yes.
then I don't think SaVon has like a million best friends.
I don't fuck with people.
But
Bro.
I really don't think
I
SaVon
really don't
does.
fuck with people, bro.
Yeah.
You say it all the time. When
Nah,
people
you
come
right.
up to us,
You
you're the
right.
more bubbly, yo,
You
yeah.
right. You
And I be
right.
looking at it like, yo, get the fuck away. Like, I don't fuck with people like that.
You got it.
I'm the only one on this pod that has like a million best friends.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, facts. You got a couple.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, being as a guy who's in that position, I think what it takes is just being consistent, like just consistently being there. And you don't always have to point out when you're trying to be there.
Yeah.
I think just being there, subconsciously knowing like, yo, I want to be there for my friend. I want to show up for my friend. I want to, be able to be reliable. I don't know, and this is going to sound really weird, but what's his sign?
Oh shit.
It's giving Aquarius.
You turn into one of those.
Hey, I gotta start out.
Finally, yes.
I suck his dick to what's his sign? Like, we making progress here.
Why?
Because I think that'll say a lot. I
That'd be a
think
good
we
trick,
could kind
though.
of give a little bit more.
Well, if you
context.
really want to go there, get more than just his main sign.
Get the chart.
If you really want to go there, like use astrology, then you have to know the whole chart.
Get his Saturn and his Venus, right?
and then suck
Yes.
his dick.
Oh my gosh.
What a combination.
And now you know his whole life. But no, I think just kind of give him some time, and then
Yeah.
also just being there. I don't think you always have to make it be known like, hey, I'm trying to be there for you.
Right.
I think, and sometimes being there for somebody is giving them their space.
Right.
You know, sometimes showing up is not actually showing up when they don't need you to show up. Like a lot of times, you know, and again, going back to one of our Patreon conversations, is knowing how to be a friend. Like we put a lot of pressure on our friends and on ourselves to be a friend.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just kind of gotta know like what type of person this is. They may not need me. Like if Alex is going through something, I don't expect him to call me to vent about what he's going through. Like his personality, from what I know, is he's gonna get through it and then he'll catch me up. Like, yo, bro, I was going through this at the time. And same with Regi. And shit, same with me.
Word.
You know, like
Word.
all of us kind of have different personality styles and how we deal with conflict in our personal life.
Right.
So maybe just being there for him, supporting him,
Is what he
being an
needs.
ear is what he needs.
And you know, like letting him know, like, hey, I know you don't have to talk right now, but like I'm genuinely here for you. Like making sure he knows that, and then
Yeah.
you know, giving him a space, and then but also like. But also keeping a close eye on him in case things get too bad. Because I've been through that where like my friends have been going through really serious things and like they went ghost and I never heard from them. But I kept a close eye and be like, okay, they really need my help for real.
Yeah.
So, you know, just giving him a space and then but
Facts.
keeping an eye on him, making sure that he knows that you're there for him.
and then suck his dick from the back.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Sloppy too.
And then you go get it all out. Whatever you need from
All
him.
that pain, right?
That shit
Ay,
crazy.
Sick.
yeah.
Nigga is sick, man.
My best venting sessions
was when you was coming.
came
When you came.
after I came. Like she got to really know me
I bet.
after she did that.
Yeah. The
And then
inside.
you snuggled
you.
up with her and
Yeah.
told her your life story.
Facts.
She got to see me who was inside. huh?
Yeah, we trauma bonded.
Crazy.
And
Man.
that was it.
That's it. What's up with voicemails we got for today?
That's it. That's what we're doing today.
You know, as always, I am ending with a what you need to know. Today, I am ending on a word you need to know.
Oh.
I like this.
I'm trying to add to my vocabulary. Words are cool. Now, honestly, saying the same words gets mad boring. That's why I like slang. Like, spice it up. Throw some more words in there. This one works for. There's actually a word to describe someone who's given an opinion on something they know nothing about.
Oh my gosh, I would love to know this word.
I got you.
Okay.
Because don't you hate those people?
Me?
Yes.
You be doing that?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I've been doing that sometimes too. I just be
Word?
like talking.
I
you
need
know?
to shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
I came across this word this week and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna disclose it with my people over here and the fans. The word is ultra crepidarian. Repeat it with me. Ultra crepidarian. That is what you would use to describe someone who gives an opinion on something they know nothing about. Once more. Ultra crepidarian. There you go. All those people in your life hey,
Like kindergartners.
Hey, that dude that keep talking to you about what you need to do in life and he ain't had a job in 8 months. Ultra crepidarian. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's fly shit. I don't want you to just call him a hater no more.
Call him a
Ultra crepidarian.
crepidarian.
Hey. Somebody tell you what to do at your job and they don't work there?
ultra crepidarian.
See, we all gonna learn big words together here on the Need to Know
Oh
podcast.
yeah, I got one.
Let
You
me hear
inspired
it.
me. Okay.
Let me hear it.
So
Let me hear it.
you know that single girl that's been single for mad long, but she keeps giving out relationship advice.
Ultra crepidarian. Justin LeBoy. Giving you the memes on the daily. Ultra crepidarian. I think we're learning here.
I think I learned a lot.
I think we're learning.
I think that's me.
I'm literally crying.
Because I can't wait
Wait,
to
SaVon, just give us one and then we'll end it. Well, just give us one.
Give us one. I don't think I got one. I'm going to tap out. Like how
That's
you
fine.
tapped out on the freestyle last week.
Okay, fine.
I'm going to tap out on this one.
You killed that.
I'm going to tap
We did
out.
good.
No, we did really
They
good
like
on that
that.
freestyle.
They like
Yeah. Hookah Chick coming to all DSPs
soon.
very shortly.
Very soon.
I'm in the studio as we speak now, mixing, mastering.
All that.
I'm putting the lyrics together so y'all can go post those on your stories. Hookah season is upon us and it will never end as long as I'm alive.
And the Za's still here.
I can't stand
This
you.
has been the Need to Know podcast. What you need to know, when you need to know, on the Need to Know podcast. Signing out. Please get tickets for our mixer, as you will find it in the podcast app and our Instagram page.
Imagine we were pronouncing the word wrong.
Ultra crepidarian.
Crepidarian.
You
And God damn it, if you made it this far in the podcast, there's no reason you should not be subscribed
Yeah.
or sharing this shit with your friends. It's that simple.
Yeah, gang.